I've been taken advantage of, and they're not letting me leave.
The 911 call made in the moments before the police shooting of Julian Jones is released as the jury in the coroner's inquest into his death make its final recommendations.
Just felt really special to know how many people really care about not just like Xavier and what happened to our family.
Hundreds gathered to remember a 12-year-old boy killed by a speeding driver on a Cowichan Valley road that the province has now closed to the public.
What we're focusing on is this the opportunity to reinvest back into Canadian businesses.
Canadian distillers on the retaliatory tariff list try to stay positive while facing a significant hit in their American markets. CHEK News starts now. Good evening. Thanks very much for being here tonight. A 6-person jury has delivered its verdict following a coroner's inquest into a 2021 fatal police shooting near Tofino. The jury making 4 recommendations that it believes could help prevent a similar death in the future. Kendall Hansen reports.
These are pictures of the house in a Pitsit near Tofino where a woman being held against her will called police in February 2021. These are among several exhibits in the coroner's inquest obtained by CHEK News.
Police emergency for what city?
Make this a very, very fast call right now.
What's happening?
I've been taken advantage of by 2 different people who have conditions, and they're not letting me leave.
During the woman's 14-minute 911 call, the dispatcher is able to determine who's at the home and its location. The woman tries to cover up who she's on the phone with.
Yeah, anyways, I really like talking to you, Grandma.
2 Tofino RCMP officers are dispatched and take a boat to the community. One officer testified they were met by 28-year-old Julian Jones holding what the officer believed were knives. He wouldn't drop them when directed. The officer testified they tried to taser him unsuccessfully before his colleague shot him 3 times, killing him. Today the jury delivered 4 recommendations. To the RCMP, the jury recommended mandatory body cameras be worn by all officers and that all operational officers carry tasers and be trained in their use. The jury also asked that an Indigenous liaison work with Tofino RCMP. And for BC Emergency Health Services, the jury recommended water taxi service contracts be available 24 hours a day for the exclusive use of BC EHS paramedics in Tofino.
We're trying to stop the shooting of First Nations people. And, we really need strong recommendations from them. But, I know when there's so much being put into evidence that it's difficult to do that.
The head of the New Channel Tribal Council says she's glad to see recommendations around tasers and more water taxi service, but wishes the recommendations went further.
I'm disappointed that there were no recommendations on training for police in shooting to disarm. They don't train their RCMP officers to disarm. They just tell them to shoot, 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 and, there we have someone who's already is dead on the 3rd shot and, was it necessary?
Sayers says she also would have liked to have seen a stronger recommendation about relationship building between the RCMP and First Nations.
A 20-year-old woman has died and 2 others were taken to hospital after a single vehicle crash on Highway 19 near the Nanoose rest area. Oceanside RCMP say the rollover crash happened at 6:45 p.m. The woman, a passenger, died at the scene. 2 people were hospitalized, a 21-year-old passenger in critical condition and the 21-year-old driver in serious but stable condition. Police say impairment has been ruled out. Anyone who witnessed the crash or who has dash cam video are asked to call RCMP. And we also have word of another double fatal crash. We'll tell you about that a little bit later in the program. The province will be closing public access to a popular gravel road in the Cowichan Valley. The decision comes 1 year after a 12-year-old boy was killed by a speeding driver just down the street from the soon-to-be-closed road. Mackenzie Reid has the story.
A procession of first responders traveled down Hillbank Road near Cobble Hill as hundreds of people gathered Tuesday to mark the one-year anniversary of the day 12-year-old Xavier Razul Yankovic was killed by a speeding driver while rollerblading with his family.
It was amazing. There was so much support, and it just felt really special to know how many people really care about not just like Xavier and what happened, but our family too.
The community filled the street with chalk art, wrote messages for Xavier, and shared stories of the boy who was loved by many.
It was very heart-wrenching and heartwarming also all at the same time.
During the memorial, Wandafuka Malahat MLA Dana Lajeunesse announced a nearby gravel roadway called Poplar Road will be closing to the public, saying this particular access has been used for years as a shortcut to avoid police on the highway between Duncan and Cobble Hill, with many speeding down it to Hillbank.
There are gates currently being fabricated as we speak, and those gates will be going up either the last week of this month or early in September.
Xavier's family is happy to see the road closed after a year of advocacy and 2 incidents, including Xavier's fatal collision and when a driver accelerated through a crowd that had gathered on Hillbank on March 20th in memory of Xavier's birthday.
If we can save even one person, then it'll be worth the fight.
Both Xavier's death and the March 20th dangerous driving incident that did not result in any injuries are being investigated by RCMP.
We hope that Xavier's Law is going to help a lot of people.
The family is still hoping Xavier's Law will come into effect. The bill brought forward last year would allow police to issue immediate 30-day roadside driving bans to reckless drivers and bans to be extended up to 3 years. It passed its second reading and is nearing the end of the committee stage.
I'm hoping that we can get it through for third reading early in the fall term.
The family has also announced they're using donations to start an $18,000 scholarship to Simon Fraser University's new medical school to help improve care in rural areas like the Cowichan Valley, and a full-ride scholarship to Shawnigan Lake School where Xavier would have studied this fall.
Funding has come from all around the world. And so to be able to put that to work and have these scholarships go on for years at a time, not just a one-off scenario, will really keep Xavier's memory.
As the family continues to move forward, one day at a time.
The Victoria man who murdered his defenseless neighbor with a hatchet in 2023 was handed a life sentence without eligibility of parole for 11 years. As Corey Sidaway tells us, the killer apologized to the victim's family in court today, still unable to explain why he did it. And a warning that some of the details in this next story are disturbing.
Crown lawyers called it disturbing, a brutal, unprovoked hatchet attack of a vulnerable senior, causing devastating brain injuries and ultimately the death of a Cook Street next-door neighbor. Today, lawyers called for more time behind bars for the man who murdered him in 2023. When Michael King took a hatchet to his defenseless neighbor's head in March of 2023, Crown lawyers called it grievance-fueled violence. That King's spasm of violence was motivated by anger that had been growing over 3 years. King, upset with his neighbor Michael Jones's apparent loud coughing, TV, and indoor smoking. King took a hatchet to Jones's bedroom before delivering at least 5 blows to his head, causing devastating brain injuries and ultimately Michael Jones's death days later. It's an ugly narrative that Crown says deserves more than the mandatory of 10 years behind bars, calling instead for 15. King's defense saw things differently, saying that although King left the scene, washed the murder weapon, he ultimately turned himself into police, citing his lack of criminal history, upbringing in foster care, drug use, and schizophrenia as mitigating factors, calling his life a tragedy. All reasons King's lawyer says as to why they asked for a sentence closer to the 10-year mandatory minimum. For the victim's family, regardless of their brother's killer's troubled background, their lingering loss and trauma remains. His sister telling the court today that Jones's life was stolen from him in the most violent manner, saying their family will never be the same. From the prisoner's box, King chose to speak directly to Jones's family today, turning right towards them, saying, "I want to say I'm truly sorry. Please accept my apology," saying that he doesn't understand how this came to be. The judge found that this was a flagrant wrongdoing, a brutal attack of a defenseless old man who essentially was a shut-in, killed in a space where he was entitled to feel safe and secure, handing out a life sentence to King with no parole eligibility for 11 years.
Victoria police say multiple people were arrested after officers responded to a home invasion in a Vic West neighborhood last night. This surveillance video showing members of the Vic PD and the Greater Victoria Emergency Response Team entering the home.
Police, I can see you under the deck. Come out from underneath there. This is police, I see you. You're under the deck. Come out with your hands up, nothing in your hands. Do it now.
It happened at a home in the 700 block of Belton Avenue around 7:20 p.m. Vic PD saying that a tactical response was initiated over concerns that armed individuals may have been inside. Several people were arrested and the investigation is ongoing. A 16-year-old girl was arrested for impaired driving causing death for a crash that killed 2 people in Lanceville early this morning. The crash occurred just after 3 a.m. on Highway 19 near Ware Road. The BC Highway Patrol says it's believed the teen driver in a blue Kia minivan was traveling north when she crossed the center line and struck a gray Volkswagen Jetta that was heading south. Both occupants in the Volkswagen, described as adult men, died at the scene. The driver of the minivan was taken to hospital with injuries that are not believed to be life-threatening. She was arrested for impaired operation causing death and dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing death. Police say they're looking for more information about the van that was seen in Nanaimo about 4 hours before the crash. Another day, another BC Conservative MLA has left the party. Bruce Banman, the MLA for Abbotsford South, announced his departure this afternoon. If you're keeping tabs, that's 6 MLAs out in the past 10 days. And after all the defections, BC Conservative leader Carrie Lynn Findlay found herself in hot water again today, this time over another leaked recording. Our Rob Shaw has more tonight from the BC Legislature.
Well, beleaguered Conservative leader Carrie Lynn Findlay facing some tough questions today about whether she's tried to induce MLAs to step aside so she can run in their ridings, which, if proven and true, could break the law. An anonymous Twitter account known as the Findlay Files posting audio from inside a July Conservative caucus meeting. MLAs I've spoke to say it's authentic. It appears to back up claims from Delta South MLA Ian Payton that Findlay's team was offering jobs and salaries equivalent to MLA pay to MLAs willing to step down so the leader could run in a by-election. Have a listen to that.
My thought is whoever did, if someone was willing to step aside, I could give them a role as a senior advisor in their same portfolio so that they're very much involved and around. But, you know, it would allow for a by-election in 6 months, which now we're in July means could be as late as January. I really would like to see this happen before the ledge goes back in February.
Criminal code forbids anyone from offering a financial incentive to a politician to quit office. Payton, who quit the Conservatives last week, accused the leader of offering him a job and money to vacate his riding. Findlay as recently as in a press conference Monday denied that she had ever made such offers, but then this recording drops of her seeming to do it to the entire caucus, kind of undercutting that claim. In a social media post today, Findlay calling it a weak attempt at a political smear job and nothing more. These were normal political discussions that respect the boundaries of the law and ethics. She wrote it would be up to the RCMP to investigate something like this. And in a statement, the E-Division said that the RCMP does not comment on social media speculation. It wouldn't confirm or deny any investigation into anyone until such time as charges have been laid. Findlay continues to hang on for now anyways, but the controversy continues to seem to rise against her from all sides. It's widely expected there are more MLAs getting ready to step down in the days ahead.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. On Checkpoint tonight, we're asking, should BC Conservative Party leader Carrie Lynn Findlay step down? You can vote in our web poll. CHEKnews.ca will have results for you a little bit later in the broadcast. A Campbell River photographer has taken home a silver medal in this year's Canadian Geographic Canadian Wildlife Photography of the Year competition in the Flora and Fungi category. John Deal won second place for his photo of a meat-eating Drosera plant, also known as sundews. This shot taken at Echo Lake near Campbell River. Tyler Cave of Victoria received an honorable mention in this category for his photo of sunlight-hitting lichens along the northern coast of BC. Top spot in the flora and fungi category went to Montreal's Anthony Zerafa for his photo of cotton grass growing near Colour Lake in Nunavut. This year's overall wildlife photographer of the year was David Sturge of Paradise, Newfoundland. The photos were chosen out of a total of more than 10,000 entries to the competition. Spectacular. All right, speaking of spectacular, that's what the upside is every single day. On this Thursday, let's find out what the boys are up to. Guys?
Yeah, I think Stacey's only saying that because she knows we're at a vineyard. She knows we're at a winery right now, so that's why she said that.
Yeah, can we get you something, Stace? Anything
you might appeal to you? Unsworth is where we are. Unsworth Vineyard, sort of just you turn at Shawnigan Lake, or I mean at Mill Bay, on the Shawnigan Lake Road, and here we are. Chris Turek is sales and marketing here, but your family opened it. Your dad opened this business.
That's right. For better or worse, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Here we are.
Yeah, I think you made a good move.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Sure, tell us about Unsworth a little bit. I mean, we're in the tasting room right now.
Yeah, we're in the beautiful tasting room that opened last year. But my family and I started this 15 years ago now, and it's kind of spiraled out of control, and here we are, and we're really proud to be part of the burgeoning Cowichan Valley food and wine scene, as it were.
Well, this is just one part of it. We're going to get over to the restaurant as well, which you've been working on since, last September you shut it down.
That's right.
And did a massive renovation there, and that also turned out just beautiful.
Yeah, we're really proud of what happened there, working with a local designer and kind of bringing the outdoors in. We had a very charming farmhouse to begin with, and we really just wanted to give more views and more presence to the vineyard itself and the culinary garden, which we have. So it was kind of a natural progression for us.
The garden is beautiful, and of course you use that, for your restaurant. But inside the tasting room here, of course, you can get delicious meals there. But lovely snackage, if you will. Here, your charcuterie boards or boxes are delicious.
Wine and cheese. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Whose idea was that?
It's brilliant. Marketing, right?
So what do we have in front of us as far as the two bottles here?
So local cheeses, local charcuterie from Two Rivers and Whole Beast in Victoria, of course, with our sparkling wine and Pinot Noir. But, I mean, what grows together goes together. So anything BC, anything local, we will have here. So it's just a natural progression. And, yes, we can do tastings, but we also like to do curated food and wine experiences and just kind of let people linger a while and let people enjoy the beautiful landscape in which we live.
And you do events here as well, right?
We do, yeah. We have a lot of dinners coming up. We have one that's unfortunately sold out on September 19th, but throughout the fall and winter we'll have a lot of local chefs coming and celebrating a lot of local harvests and producers. And
website is
unsworthvineyards.com.
unsworthvineyards.com.
There we go.
Yeah. So there you have it, Stace. Red, sparkling.
Looks
what
good.
Do you like?
I think Stacey likes everything on the table.
I don't discriminate. I like all of the wine.
No, you would.
Amazing. Look forward to finding out a little bit more about Unsworth in the hours to come, guys. See you soon. Also still ahead on CHEK tonight, the province lifts its state of emergency, and this.
Canadian business, to fight for Canadian industry, to fight for Canadian fishers.
The federal government takes seafood off the list of goods impacted by retaliatory tariffs. We'll have the latest on the trade war when CHEK News returns.
Lysol Brand New Day Mango Range. With the same Lysol protection you trust, plus the amazing scent of mango, you'll be ready for anything.
Cooper Pacific offers a personal approach to investing with long-term stability.
Our funds provide you with income growth while supporting local development.
Backed by generations of experience and a strong commitment to the island.
Visit cooperpacific.ca.
No one should have to wait weeks while in pain. That's why we focus on getting you into one of our clinics in a timely manner. All of our clinics are locally owned, and we care about our patients, because Quantum begins with community.
Not voting years ago. I read somewhere that they don't even count the ballots. Now, what was that for?
I had to fact check you because you were spreading misinformation. This is why we need credible journalists who fact check information before sharing it.
Got it. I guess I will vote.
Come on.
Up we go. Can't even remember where I read that.
Our goal is to match every pet with a loving home, one adoption at a time. Donate now, and you can help give adoptable pets the home they deserve. PetSmart Charities of Canada. For pets, for people, for good.
Wayfair's Labor Day clearance is on. Right now, score up to 70% off area rugs, up to 50% off living room furniture, and up to 40% off mattresses. Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
The province has ended the state of emergency it declared on August the 8th in response to the wildfires raging in parts of BC. The province warns, though, that the wildfire risk remains high in much of the province and is urging people to stay prepared. The announcement comes as Highway 1 through the Fraser Canyon reopens to travel after being shut down for weeks due to wildfires. The highway had been closed since July 7th as the Brunswick complex fires burned around Boston Bar. It's now reopened to single-lane alternating traffic, which will be guided by a pilot vehicle. The Brunswick Creek and Ainsley Creek wildfires remain out of control. There are about 200 active wildfires across BC, with nearly half burning out of control after a fresh round of lightning strikes. And the fire situation here on Vancouver Island has improved significantly since the weekend when a massive thunderstorm brought thousands of lightning strikes to the Coastal Fire Centre. There are now roughly 20, or about half the number of fires listed on the island compared to Monday. Of those, only 4 were listed as out of control as of this morning. The largest of those, burning near Gerald Creek east of Campbell River, is nearly 80 hectares. U.S. President Donald Trump is taking aim at Canada once again. He signed an executive order renaming Lake Ontario and repeated that the U.S. doesn't want cars made in Canada anymore. Ashley Burke has the latest on the fallout from trade talks and what it means for Canada's auto industry.
We're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario.
Donald Trump continuing to taunt Canada, signing an executive order to rename Lake Ontario Lake America in the U.S.
The Canadian officials have treated us very badly. They're nasty people.
But the more serious blow, the pain the president wants to inflict on Canada's auto sector.
We're going to be doing tariffs on their cars that are coming in at a substantial level because we want to make the cars here.
It's the latest fallout after trade talks collapsed almost a week ago. Canada blames the U.S. for making last-minute changes to the deal. The U.S. says it's Canada that did that.
These were things they put in order to make it end. You know, when someone doesn't want the deal, they make up and say, oh, I'll do the deal with you only if you wear green. And you're like, but I'm not wearing green. You say, oh, sorry, it's not going to work out. It was nonsense.
Yesterday, Trump's top trade negotiator spoke exclusively to CBC News and said Canada raised concerns late that tariffs wouldn't be lowered on some pickup trucks as part of a deal.
And I understand why the Canadians, want to have as much as they can get, but we are focused on doing what's good for America.
He said what's good for America is building back its own auto manufacturing.
We believe that the process of globalization for the United States, of integrating with other economies, even our close neighbors with whom we trade a lot, we think that has had some negative effect.
In Canada, others say the two countries' auto sectors are so integrated, the U.S. is hurting itself.
Their objective may be to improve the U.S. position, but they are shooting at their own team, and it makes zero sense.
The government now facing questions about how it plans to keep the auto sector alive.
We've been helping the plants, the companies, and we will continue to do so.
The industry minister says she's traveling to Toronto to meet with the auto sector tomorrow morning.
Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne says Canada dropped counter tariffs on U.S. fish and seafood because it's in Canada's best interest. The federal government updated the list of tariffs set to come into effect on September 8th after listening to Canadians.
Listen, it sends the message to Canadians. My job is to fight for Canada. My job is to fight for Canadians. My job is to fight for Canadian business, to fight for Canadian industry, to fight for Canadian fishers. Those are the ones that I listen to. And that's why we said if we need to update the list, we do it. And that's in the best interest of Canada. That's why we did it.
Canadian distillers are feeling the crunch with the U.S. imposed 50% tariffs on many Canadian goods, including spirits. For many distillers, the impact may force them right out of the market. Eden Chipperfield reports.
When you're given a choice to choose which suppliers you can choose from, we're choosing Canadians.
Distillers across Canada are bracing for impact after the U.S. imposed 50% tariffs on many Canadian goods last weekend, including liquor and spirits. Here on the island, distilleries are already shifting their focus.
What we're focusing on is this the opportunity to reinvest back into Canadian businesses. So I'm just not looking at our whiskeys and shelf space. I'm looking at the suppliers that we work with. Are they Canadian owned and operated? Are we investing back into Canada? Are we contributing to Canadian jobs?
Once considering an expansion of product into the States, Macaloni's whiskey is now seeing opportunity arising at home.
It's absolutely impacted us that we are now part of a much larger conversation. So when consumers are coming in, they're no longer wanting to buy American because they're feeling the heat of what the trade wars are doing, not just in terms of alcohol, but into their everyday lives.
But other Canadian distillers aren't so lucky. According to Spirits Canada, about half of the liquor that's produced here is sent to the U.S. Much of that is big names like Crown Royal and Canadian Club, but even smaller producers are preparing for impact. Crystal Head Vodka, based on the East Coast, says it ships 40% of its bottles south of the border, and the new tariffs will price them out of the market.
I don't think the U.S. consumer will take, we can cut our profit to zero. Our distributors will work tighter, but it would still impact the price of on the shelf significantly.
However, an uptick in sales thanks to Canadians choosing Canadian products is helping distillers who are facing trade barriers.
I had to pivot and put some resources into other areas in order to just sort of insulate ourselves out of necessity.
While the domestic uptick offers a cushion for now, carving out a path forward remains challenging for businesses across Canada, bracing for what else may come their way.
We haven't had any communication with those people who are involved.
Dozens of Canadians and hundreds of others are still missing after catastrophic flooding and landslides in Nepal. We'll have the very latest next. The Canadian dollar was up to 72.14 US. The TSX added about 21 points. The Dow increased 106. The Nasdaq rose 411. Gold in the green, $11.50 an ounce, and oil on the plus side, $1.30 to $83.53 a barrel.
Feel right at home with the Comfort Group.
Whether it's cold or hot outside, you need comfort inside. From Victoria to Campbell River, the Comfort Group is the name homeowners trust for total home comfort. Delivering heating and cooling built for the island climate, the Comfort Group is your local heat pump expert. Heating, cooling, and electrical. Trusted comfort for every home, for every season. The Comfort Group.
See, buddy? Sitting on your life jacket? Better visibility for a seafaring captain.
I don't know, Dad. You look kind of wobbly.
He's watching your every move.
Dad? Dad?
Don't teach him that safety is optional.
Dad? Dad?
Right.
Be the captain he thinks you are. Always wear your life jacket. Visit lifesaving.bc.ca for more.
With the Tacoma, you can be sure to earn your Saturdays off grid. But come Sunday, you can also earn that Best Dad mug. There's a Toyota that powers every adventure. Get yours at your local dealer today.
Cheers to pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice latte is back?
If it wasn't for Island Farmhouse, we wouldn't be growing chicken. And you know that your friends and your neighbors are part of what you're producing. And to see it on a grocery shelf, I feel great about that. Island Farmhouse Poultry. Quality and freshness you can taste.
Kids outgrow their clothes as fast as you buy them. So save money shopping back to school on Amazon. You guys are almost as tall as me. Well, have a great day.
Realistically, is there room for too many fridges? Because Kristen might bring one, and obviously I'm bringing one. I don't have boxes and boxes, boxes. Oh my God, Mom, what if she's a morning person?
Check off your list for less with back-to-class savings at Canadian Tire.
What if a frog gets in my lunchbox and I can't eat the frog? So
It's easy to shine when everything's going your way. But who are you when life goes off script? See, I faced bladder cancer and even leaks that tried to take me out of the game. That's why I use the Pin Guards. It has my back. It changes everything but you.
Sleep Country provides personalized pillow fittings to help you find the perfect one. For a limited time, buy one featured pillow and get a second pillow for free. Only at Sleep Country.
Are you ready to play?
Yes, finally.
Step up to the podium and grab your buzzer.
Ain't no party like a Jeopardy party.
Jeopardy, Monday to Saturday at 7:30 on CHEK.
When local news matters the most, CHEK now sends updates right to your inbox. Local news, local events, local people, 7 days a week. Subscribe on checknews.ca. Proudly supported by Bathfitter. Book your free consultation at bathfitter.com.
The Union for American Air Traffic Controllers acknowledges allegations 2 of its members left work shortly before a crash involving an Air Canada flight. The regional jet crashed at New York's LaGuardia Airport in March, killing the 2 pilots. The 2 air traffic controllers allegedly clocked out about an hour before their shift ended, leaving a pair of colleagues without backup. U.S. media reports suggest the Federal Aviation Administration is looking to fire the controllers who left early. Rescue teams are searching for thousands of people along the Nepal-Tibet border after deadly flash flooding ripped through the region. At least 30 Canadians are missing and hundreds of people are dead. Cheyenne Desjardins has the latest and a warning: you may find some of the images in this story troubling.
The devastation near Nepal's capital incomprehensible. Dense mud has struggled to trudge through, coating towns, hampering efforts to find survivors. The clock ticking. The floods came quickly, he says. It exploded like a bomb. In a tourist hotspot along the Nepal-Tibet border, so many are still missing, including dozens of Canadians.
It is a mountainous region and with all communication cut off because of the road damaged, etc. So it has been challenging.
The trekking company Himalayan Glacier says it has Canadians unaccounted for, and the Isha Foundation does too, several from Toronto.
Looking at the scale of destruction, it looks bad.
Its group last confirmed here, says a spokesperson, mere minutes before this.
Since that time, we haven't had any communication with those people who are involved.
Outside Toronto, members of the Nepali community trying to stay strong.
There is no word to express how we are feeling. I know this is, very terrible.
Helpless, but yet to give up hope. It's getting harder and harder, though. This woman says her husband never came home. And this one giving the name of her 26-year-old son, hoping someone knows something. He's a truck driver, and she can't find him. For many that are found, this is the only way out.
The logistics challenge here is really enormous. And it will not just be enormous in terms of getting there, but then in terms of digging out people's lives out of all of that mud is going to be incredible.
As videos continue to emerge, the extent of this disaster becomes more clear. People ran for their lives. The water immensely powerful.
It's extremely difficult to get through to a lot of the villages. We have a team on the ground and they've travelled as far as they can up to this point, and it's just, the roads are not accessible.
The trail of destruction now getting in the way of those trying to help.
A jury has begun deliberations in the murder trial of a Massachusetts mother accused of strangling her 3 young children. Lindsay Clancy has pleaded not guilty by reason of lack of criminal responsibility. Her lawyers argue she was experiencing postpartum psychosis when she killed her kids at the family's home in early 2023. Prosecutors insist Clancy planned the killings and understood her actions were wrong.
Health Check is brought to you by Maycock Eye Care, helping you keep sight of what's important since 1949.
When the President of the United States talks about breaking up measles, mumps, and rubella, it really takes us backwards.
BC's provincial health officer today saying vaccine misinformation promoted by the U.S. officials there is stoking unnecessary fears about vaccines proven to work. Dr. Bonnie Henry was joined by Health Minister Ravi Kahlon at a news conference today, encouraging back-to-school immunizations. Henry says there have been more than 400 measles cases in the province in the past year. 30 people, mostly unvaccinated children, have ended up in hospital. Henry says most of the cases are in communities where vaccination rates have gone down dramatically.
So we do have a little bit of complacency, and I think it's been compounded by some of the negative rhetoric about vaccines, particularly during the pandemic. So I really encourage people to get credible information from sources that are not politically biased.
Henry says summer travel puts children at risk of exposure to viruses such as measles, and parents should make sure their children's immunization records are up to date before school starts. Your bowl of cereal is getting a healthy upgrade. General Mills says it is removing artificial colors from all of its cereals. Trix, Lucky Charms, and other vibrant cereals will now use fruit and vegetable-based dyes, as well as colors from spices like turmeric and paprika. The company says 90% of its domestic products are free of artificial dyes. It plans to ditch artificial colors entirely by the end of 2027.
How did you learn to shoot like that? I didn't. It just came naturally.
Ross Place's own Annie Oakley having some fun at their annual summer carnival. We'll tell you more when we come back.
I'm Ed Bain. Your full island forecast is coming up, but first, here's a look at weather around the world. Rain in Belgium as Brussels hit 27. Over in Alberta, Banff had showers in 22. And a warm one in Jamaica as Montego Bay reached 32.
Weather around the world is brought to you by ComSense Cabinets. Designed for your space, built for your life. This CHEK program is brought to you in part by the real rug washers at loverrug.com. Fall in love with your rug all over again.
We've been lucky enough to spend more than a century with you. And if there's one thing we've witnessed, it's this. Don't mistake kindness for complacency. Beneath the grin, there's grit. There's no can't in Canada. That's why we're doubling down here. And now, with Ford employee pricing, you pay what we pay.
So think that nothing can stop me. Then I faced bladder cancer and even leaks an opponent I could not run. But I knew I had to stay in the game. So take it from me. Don't be afraid to try Depend Guards. It changes everything but you.
Spain's Mick Extreme pulled pork. Now in Canada, and impossible to resist. Get it while you can.
With Precision Marble Bath and Shower, we've been Victoria's custom bathroom specialists for years. And Precision Marble Bath and Shower is better than ever. Our tub-to-shower conversions are a legendary value. For the cost of a beautiful soaker tub, you could have a walk-in shower. Custom manufactured right here in Victoria, that's how we can offer a lifetime warranty. Enjoy accessible bathing with a Precision Marble shower. Precision Marble Bath and Shower. See the quality for yourself and visit our showroom today.
Your home should feel comfortable, beautiful, and completely you.
At Budget Blinds Victoria, custom window coverings are designed to fit your space, your style, and the way you live. From sleek motorized shades to timeless shutters, blinds, and drapery, our local design experts handle everything from inspiration to professional installation.
Bring comfort, privacy, and style to your home with Budget Blinds Victoria. Style and service for every budget. Book your free in-home consultation today.
After a night out with friends, you might find yourself at a ride check. Impaired driving is serious. It can mean losing your license, fines, a criminal record, even jail. Be a designated driver. Reduce impaired driving everywhere. Arrive alive. Drive sober.
The Digital Commerce Group Open is coming to Uplands Golf Club. Experience PGA Tour America's action, VIP hospitality, and the Pro-Ams, with proceeds supporting Easter Seals BC and Yukon. Visit dcgopen.ca.
Soak up that spotlight. We got that good time. Jump on it, hold tight. All my friends are superstars. All my friends, they doing fine. All my friends and me.
Who knew there was a sharpshooter among the 185 residents of Victoria's Ross Place Seniors Community? Target shooting was just one of many games at the retirement home's annual end of summer celebration this afternoon. There was axe throwing, plinko, and the ever-popular toilet toss.
We have such a great population in this community that enjoy being involved and committed to getting together and having a good time.
How'd you learn to shoot like that?
I didn't. It just came naturally.
The residents were also treated to carnival foods like corn dogs and also some live entertainment. Looks like a lot of fun. Well, another pretty fun place to be is Unsworth Vineyards, doing lots of great things with the wine and food, and just an all-around great spot to be on Vancouver Island, Ed.
Is it ever? We're in a nice space, right? This would be a good spot for some activities as well. I don't think they're going to toilet toss here, but they have a beautiful area just off the beautiful garden in behind me, of course. So all the vegetables that they use for the restaurant are coming fresh out of that garden. The big vineyard is beside me as well here at Unsworth Winery here at the Mill Bay Shawnigan Lake area. It's absolutely stunning. We're going to show you some of the restaurant area and the tasting room here again as we carry on tonight. But this is a must stop. If you enjoy your wine and fine food, then Unsworth Winery is the spot to be, just in the Shawnigan Lake Mill Bay area. It's easy to find and delicious once you get here. All right, let's get to the Futurecast tonight and see what's cooking out there. We never really got much in the way of any rain today. Some areas picked up a little bit up, or sort of on Nanaimo early this morning, but we just sort of got a little bit of a spittage, if you will, down here for Greater Victoria. So not much in the way of showers for us. There is still now a chance of at least a few showers or thunder showers for the north, the west, and the east side tonight and Friday. We will likely stay into a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow for the southern tip, but our temperatures are going to stay a little cooler here, so that's going to be the change that will be fairly consistent over the next couple of days. 20s and 21s for highs, no more mids and upper 20s on the board tonight. Let's go to the north here. The next 24 hours will be a little bit damp here. As a matter of fact, the North Island will likely see a fairly damp run of weather here for the next several days. 13 tonight, 17 in thunder showers tomorrow. Sayward at about 19 for high temperatures, and then possible thunder showers rolling into Sayward as well. Into the West Island, shower chance slim here, about 30%. Temperature around 14 tonight and 17 tomorrow, so it's going to be, again, on the cooler side for the outer west coast and for the valley as well. Shower chance at 60% tonight, only 30 tomorrow for Port Alberni, and a high of around 20 on the way for the Alberni Valley on Friday. Here's the east section now, the Comox Valley and Campbell River. Possible thunder showers tonight and again tomorrow. Best you're going to get is about 19 for highs on Friday. Nanaimo, Ladysmith, and Duncan will top out at about 21. If you do get that afternoon, that shower, it will be in the afternoon. So kind of a bit of a mix of everything, a few breaks of sun and a possible afternoon shower, and a temperature right around seasonal at 21. We'll be in about the same kind of shape here for the southern tip. Going to pick up a little fog overnight tonight, and that'll stick into tomorrow morning. So 15 tonight, 21 on the way for us tomorrow, and a mix of sun and cloud for the most part. So dry conditions for us here on the southern tip, and it looks fairly dry for the next several days for us as well. We'll check that out on this long-range forecast coming up. But first, we'll go to the map BC and see that we've got the smoke air quality issues back up for Kamloops and Kelowna. 26 for Kamloops tomorrow, 24 for Kelowna. Penticton, same situation there with the yellow air quality warnings up for there. Shower or thunder shower chance pretty solid for Vancouver tomorrow at 70% and a high near 20. Possible thunder showers for Prince George and Cranbrook getting around 26 in a mix of sun and cloud. Now, coast to coast, lots of sun, mid-20s on the way for both Calgary and Edmonton tomorrow. Thunder showers and 30 into Regina. A few showers and a few sunny breaks for Winnipeg at 26. Full sun for Thunder Bay at 23. And in Toronto stays mainly sunny at 23 as well. Mid-20s and a few showers into Montreal. Mid-20s for Halifax in mainly showers tomorrow. And then a pretty decent-looking day for St. John's at 26 in mainly sunshine. All right, so the stretch ahead for the North Island goes this way. Showers pretty likely right down into the middle of next week. So 60% the chance for showers or thunder showers tomorrow. Showers again Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures slide to about 15 by Sunday, and they're going to stay there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Showers likely Monday, Tuesday. Rain coming in steadier form for Wednesday for the North Island. Central Island, possible thunder shower. Not a great chance, about 30% for tomorrow, but 19 is the warmest it's going to be Friday. Saturday gets up to about 20, and then rain coming in for the end of the weekend with the periods of rain forecast for Sunday. Shower chance at 30% Monday and Tuesday, 19s and 18s ahead, and cloudy and dry with 19 for Wednesday. South Island will be consistently with that mix of sun and cloud forecast from Friday right into the beginning of next week, even the middle of next week. So 21 tomorrow, 18s and 19s for Saturday and Sunday, so cooling off a little bit there, and then back to the low 20s for Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday will stay at 20 in a mix of sun and cloud. All right, let's go to our celebration tonight for Country Grocer. It's a happy anniversary, number 60 here for Henry and Lori Kettler. Henry, or Hank as they call him, Hank and Lori celebrating 60 years up in the Nanaimo, and Geraldine and Trevor Hallam celebrating 60 years in North Saanich. Anniversary for Delora and Bill Harper. Happy 60th to you over in New Westminster. And an anniversary for Graham and Ann Didmon, 60 years together in Langford. Also a 60th anniversary for Diana and Bruce Roger today in Esquimalt. And happy anniversary also to Ken and Lawana Moffat, 60 years together up in Parksville. All right, the birthdays now. William or Bill Hope turning 90 today in Parksville, so happy 90th to you, William. And a happy 90th birthday to David Allen in Cordova Bay today. Birthday for Bill Masson, 92 in Shawnigan Lake, right where we are, very close to it here at the Unsworth Winery tonight. And Enid Pennington turning 97 today in Sydney. Congratulations to you, Enid. Hope it's been a great day for you. And Margaret Maher turning 97 today in Victoria, so happy 97th to you, Margaret. And we missed one from last night. Sophia turned 90 yesterday, so happy birthday to you, belated birthday to Sophia. All right, that's the look at the birthdays, and this, of course, is the look at the outdoor winery bar area here from Unsworth Winery. Jeff is going to step in there with Chef Dan here in a second, and the upside's coming up. We're going to find out all about the great food that they serve on that outstanding patio, Stacey, in a few minutes.
Well, I love the idea of everything that grows together goes together, and I love that the chef's committed to using local stuff and of course accompanied by that brilliant Unsworth wine. It looks so good.
Yeah, they got the Pinot Noir. That's the go-to wine. That's the number one wine out here.
Okay, that's the one. That's good to know. I'll make a note of that while we're in commercial break. And I'll be sure to get myself some of that.
Write that down.
Well, I got to write that down. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Video sent to us today near Laurel Point, where people could be seen running along the trail to get a good look at the show in the water. A group of orcas, including a young whale, breaching several times, and at one point swimming right under a boat near the seawall. Always a spectacular sight when the orcas come to pay a visit to the Inner Harbor.
Checkpoint is brought to you by Traveland RV, now in the Cowichan Valley and Parksville. Get your affordable, reusable vacation today.
Our checkpoint question tonight: should BC Conservative Party leader Carrie Lynn Findlay resign? And our web poll results show that most of you, 91%, say yes, she should step down. 9% don't think she should. Don't go away. Coming up, we will have more from Unsworth Vineyards. Jeff is back with the upside when CHEK News returns.
Tonight on CHEK, Wheel of Fortune is on at 7, followed by Jeopardy at 7:30. At 8, the first of back-to-back episodes of Blue Bloods. Then it's CHEK News at 10.
The Real Estate Report is presented by Rennie. Make confident real estate decisions with real-time intelligence. Trusted throughout British Columbia.
Greater Victoria is the only major housing market in BC where MLS inventory is higher than last year. There were 3,054 active listings at the end of July, 4% higher than July 2025.
If you want action, excitement, and a great night of family fun, then make it Saratoga Speedway. From April to September, see all the thrills that only Saratoga can offer. Get your tickets now at saratogaracing.ca. Saratoga Speedway, Vancouver Island's home of speed.
The Real Estate Group's strategic marketing plan makes selling your home easy by exposing your home to more qualified buyers. With our experience with thousands of successful transactions, let's sell your home fast for top dollar.
Now is a great time to help you set goals to help you reach financial success.
Maybe you want to reach that success by making a few updates to your home.
Or anything else you've been dreaming of accomplishing.
A Capital Direct FlexiLine can get you there.
How would you use $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million?
For your best financial health, choose FlexiLine Fitness from Capital Direct.
Call us today.
CapitalDirect.ca.
Keep up to date. I'm Sandra Richardson. Here's your Victoria Foundation Community Check-In.
Hosted by Shoreline Medical Society, this tournament will raise vital funds to strengthen and expand primary and hospital care on the peninsula. Register by September 5th. This meaningful motorcycle ride through the Cowichan Valley supports those affected by prostate cancer while raising funds for the Island Prostate Centre. Country Roads will take over Starlight Stadium for a full day of live country music across 2 stages, featuring Canadian country favorites Doc Walker and Aaron Pritchett. This beloved family-friendly tradition blends competitive fishing with music, art, food, and local culture, while giving back through salmon enhancement efforts. The West Shore Swap and Shop brings the community together every Sunday for a vibrant market featuring local growers, makers, creators, and small businesses.
The Victoria Foundation, connecting people who care with causes that matter.
Looking for a truck? Come to Victoria's Truck Center. At Jenner, we have mid-size, half-ton, and heavy-duty trucks. When our name's on the back of your truck, you know you got the best deal. At Jenner Chevrolet Buick GMC, still on the old Island Highway.
Realistically, is there room for too many fridges? Because Kristen might bring one, and obviously I'm bringing one. I don't have boxes and boxes. Oh my God, Mom, what if she's a morning person?
Check off your list for less with back-to-class savings at Canadian Tire.
What if a frog gets in my lunchbox and I can't eat the frog, so...
I gotta say, you guys have made it very difficult to come up with movie ideas. There's just no drama or tension. You could basically skip everything. It's okay. I don't blame you.
Wayfair's Labor Day clearance is here. Right now, you can get up to 70% off everything home with fast and easy shipping right to your door. So don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
They're back, bigger, bolder, and badder than ever.
What's happening, Angels?
Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu return in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Friday at 8 on CHEK.
You saved his life. He saved his life.
The Good Doctor, premiering September 9th on CHEK. The Upside is brought to you by IBEW Local 230.
Well, Vancouver Island, lucky enough to have many great wineries. Unsworth Vineyards is most certainly one of them, and Ed's already tipped me off about the Pinot Noir, Jeff, so I'm getting ready to place an order there.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Have you been out here before?
I have. It's fantastic.
Oh, you have? Yeah. Well, good for you. It's my first time out here. It's just blowing me away. It's beautiful. The gardens are great. The vineyard's great. The new facilities here is something else to see. And, of course, the Unsworth product speaks for itself. Chef Dan Bain joins me right now. We were just having a bit of a laugh because I said, did you grow up in this area? You said, yeah, I used to skateboard on the roads just out here.
Yeah, like a true local here.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, spent a lot of time in the city away from here, and now I'm back about 20 years later.
Right, so you're with the Delta chain for a long time, but they stole you away, and you've been here for the last few years. I mean, you brought out the dishes here. My mouth started watering, especially here, but everything looks great. Maybe just walk us through the table here, because not only does it look good and taste good, but it comes from this garden right in behind us.
We've been lucky enough to put in a huge garden this year, so almost everything that comes produce-wise into our restaurants about 30 feet away. We pick tomatoes daily, we pick beans daily. We're constantly just working with the garden. It's more in charge than I am.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
But you said it's every chef's dream.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is exactly what we're always looking for as a chef.
Yeah.
You can't get better produce. There's no shipping, there's no picking early, there's any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We get exactly what we want each service. And if we don't have it, we go back out.
Wow. And then does your menu change as to what's current and what's ready to pick?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like to tell the team that the garden runs the restaurant, not us. Right? So we leave nothing in there by the end of things. We want to use every little thing we can, whether that's beautiful fresh tomatoes like right now, or we're doing preserves towards the fall and the winter and that kind of thing as well.
All right, what do we got here, Dan? Let's start us off right here.
So here we have our beautiful Italian stracciatella, showcasing our tomatoes that we picked about 25 minutes ago. We have to do very little with it. Again, we let the garden run the restaurant. Just a little bit of salt, some olive oil, and a little bit of reduction of sherry vinegar that we're actually that we make here. That's all we need to do to it. These tomatoes are sweet and beautiful, and have varying flavors between the different kinds. So we're always really excited to get tomatoes. Are my favorite.
Are they?
Yeah. So when I go out there and I have a look, that's my go-to.
You know what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you got the pizza oven back here. Who's the young man back there?
That's Michael. Michael's running the pizza tonight.
Yeah.
So we roast all kinds of things in there. Any of our roasted vegetables, preparations for that kind of thing, we do out of our pizza oven. We feel it's a really nice way to showcase what we have and use what we have.
Right.
We do all our own pizzas out of there, handmade doughs, all that kind of thing as well as we have a beautiful oyster program here at Unsworth as well, so we do a nice roasted oyster out of there as well.
Okay, so this pizza here is
This is our pesto primavera. So as you can see today, it just has some beautiful squash, some nice tomatoes, some fennel, all out of the garden. The pesto was all made with the basil out of our greenhouse, hand-stretched dough. Just keeping it simple, but really, really beautiful.
Yeah. And then last but not least, and this is what caught my eye, because, I mean, the chanterelles here, the scallops are just done perfectly. My mouth's watering.
It's chanterelle season.
Right.
We're getting into chanterelle season. It's a wonderful thing that we have on Vancouver Island. Like, really proud to be able to show off what's coming from the island, where our forages are picking things up, things like that. So we've showcased them with scallops today, a Hokkaido scallop. Our caramelized cauliflower puree, as well as some vinegar that we started in the spring, made from rhubarb.
Wow, I love that. You're almost like a proud papa here talking about what's going on. And then, obviously, you have suggestions for the wine pairings when people can join you in the restaurant.
Absolutely. So these ones all pair nicely with our Pinot Gris. It's a crowd pleaser. We really love it. Our Saison Pinot Gris comes from a single vineyard. Really nice drinking wine. You could have it on its own, or it really goes well with dishes like this. Some heavy astringencies to some of these dishes, which goes really nicely with that wine.
Geez, Dan, you're the man. I can tell you that. I was going to say it's fantastic, but it's Dan-tastic is what I thought I'd call it. Oh, you remember Uncle Ed, don't you?
Uncle Ed, yes.
Dan has been denying our relation that we're related for years. We have the same spelling of the same last name, but we're not related. No. But I do. We go back to the culinary challenge. I think I hosted that years ago at the Oak Bay Beach Hotel.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk about the wrong guy to be doing that, Mr. Fusspot. But it was
Johnny
great.
Chicken Fingers over here.
It was fun.
That was really fun. Yeah.
Well, thanks for showing us around, Dan. This blows me away how great this is, and that it's all picked here. It's all local, and you're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week. That's right, for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, love it.
Absolutely.
Unsworth, come and check it out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to check it out right away.
Yeah, I know. My mouth's watering just hearing Dan talk about it. It just looks spectacular. Thanks, guys. We will find out more next hour. All right, as you can see, Paul's off tonight. Andy Neal is we're lucky enough to have Andy Neal here with us. CHEK News at 6. Andy, what you got coming up?
Well, we'll recap the top news from Vancouver Island, including the jury's recommendations from the coroner's inquest in Port Alberni of the police shooting in 2021, and we'll also get reaction to that. We'll also have a story from Vancouver. A memorial has been unveiled honoring Japanese Canadians who were detained during the Second World War, so we'll have something on that. And the West Coast League handed out its major hardware in baseball, and it's an island sweep, a record-setting year for these two players. So we'll have much more on that a little later in the show.
That sounds great. Thanks so much, Andy. Oh, that's a wrap for me. I'm Stacey Ross. Thanks for being here on this Thursday. I hope you have a great evening. We'll see you right back here again tomorrow. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere. Andy Neal's up next with CHEK News at 6. Take care.
I've been taken advantage of, and they're not letting me leave.
A coroner's inquest. Here's a 911 call from a police shooting near Tofino and the jury's recommendations.
Just felt really special to know how many people really care about not just like Xavier and what happened to our family.
Remembering the 12-year-old killed by a speeding driver and the Cowichan Valley Road now closed by the province.
What we're focusing on is this the opportunity to reinvest back into Canadian businesses.
How Canadian distillers are responding, facing a significant hit in American markets. Good evening, thanks for joining us. Paul is off tonight. Well, the jury has delivered its recommendations at a coroner's inquest into a fatal police shooting near Tofino 5 years ago. It is believed the jury's recommendations will help prevent a similar incident in the future. Here's Kendall Hansen.
These are pictures of the house in a pitsit near Tofino where a woman being held against her will called police in February 2021. These are among several exhibits in the coroner's inquest obtained by CHEK News.
Police emergency for what city?
Mike, it's a very, very fast call right now.
What's happening?
I've been taken advantage of by two different people who have conditions, and they're not letting me leave.
During the woman's 14-minute 911 call, the dispatcher is able to determine who's at the home and its location. The woman tries to cover up who she's on the phone with.
Yeah, anyways, I really like talking to you, Grandma.
2 Tofino RCMP officers are dispatched and take a boat to the community. One officer testified they were met by 28-year-old Julian Jones holding what the officer believed were knives. He wouldn't drop them when directed. The officer testified they tried to taser him unsuccessfully before his colleague shot him 3 times, killing him. Today, the jury delivered 4 recommendations. To the RCMP, the jury recommended mandatory body cameras be worn by all officers and that all operational officers carry tasers and be trained in their use. The jury also asked that an Indigenous liaison work with Tofino RCMP. And for BC Emergency Health Services, the jury recommended water taxi service contracts be available 24 hours a day for the exclusive use of BC EHS paramedics in Tofino.
We're trying to stop the shooting of First Nations people. And, we really need strong recommendations from them. But, I know when there's so much being put into evidence that it's difficult to do that.
The head of the New Channel Tribal Council says she's glad to see recommendations around tasers and more water taxi service, but wishes the recommendations went further.
I'm disappointed that there were no recommendations on training for police in shooting to disarm. They don't train their RCMP officers to disarm. They just tell them to shoot, shoot, shoot. And there we have someone who's already is dead on the 3rd shot, and was it necessary?
Sayers says she also would have liked to have seen a stronger recommendation about relationship building between the RCMP and First Nations.
Victoria Police say multiple reports of people were arrested after officers responded to a reported home invasion in a Vic West neighborhood last night. Surveillance video showing police entering a home in the 700 block of Belton Avenue.
Police, I can see you under the deck. Come out from underneath there. Mr. Police, I see you. You're under the deck. Come out with your hands up, nothing in your hands. Do it now.
Vic PD says that a tactical response was started over concerns that armed individuals may have been inside. Several people were arrested and the investigation is ongoing. A 15-year-old girl was arrested for impaired driving causing death after a crash killed 2 people in Lantzville early this morning. It happened on Highway 19 near Ware Road just after 3. BC Highway Patrol says it's believed the teen driver of a minivan was traveling north when she crossed the center line, hitting an oncoming car. Both occupants in the car died at the scene. The driver of the minivan was taken to hospital with injuries not believed to be life-threatening and was arrested. Police say they're looking for more information about the van that was seen in Nanaimo about 4 hours before the crash. And Oceanside RCMP says a 20-year-old woman died and 2 others were taken to hospital after a single vehicle crash shortly before 7 last night on Highway 19 near the Nanoose Rest area. The woman, a passenger, died at the scene. The 2 other occupants, including the 21-year-old driver, were taken to hospital. One was in critical condition and the other in serious but stable condition. Police say impairment has been ruled out. Anyone who saw the crash or who has dashcam video is asked to contact RCMP. Well, a year after a 12-year-old boy was killed by a speeding driver, the province says it will be closing public access to a popular gravel road in the Cowichan Valley, just down the street from where the tragedy happened. Mackenzie Reed has more.
A procession of first responders traveled down Hillbank Road near Cobble Hill as hundreds of people gathered Tuesday to mark the 1-year anniversary of the day 12-year-old Xavier Razul Yankovic was killed by a speeding driver while rollerblading with his family.
It was amazing. There was so much support, and it just felt really special to know how many people really care about not just like Xavier and what happened, but our family too.
The community filled the street with chalk art, wrote messages for Xavier, and shared stories of the boy who was loved by many.
It was very heart-wrenching and heartwarming also all at the same time.
During the memorial, Wandafuka Malahat MLA Dana Lajeunesse announced a nearby gravel roadway called Poplar Road will be closing to the public, saying this particular access has been used for years as a shortcut to avoid police on the highway between Duncan and Cobble Hill, with many speeding down it to Hillbank.
There are gates currently being fabricated as we speak, and those gates will be going up either the last week of this month or early in September.
Xavier's family is happy to see the road closed after a year of advocacy and 2 incidents, including Xavier's fatal collision and when a driver accelerated through a crowd that had gathered on Hillbank on March 20th in memory of Xavier's birthday.
If we can save even one person, then it'll be worth the fight.
Both Xavier's death and the March 20th dangerous driving incident that did not result in any injuries are being investigated by RCMP.
We hope that Xavier's Law is going to help a lot of people.
The family is still hoping Xavier's Law will come into effect. The bill brought forward last year would allow police to issue immediate 30-day roadside driving bans to reckless drivers and bans to be extended up to 3 years. It passed its second reading and is nearing the end of the committee stage.
I'm hoping that we can get it through for third reading early in the fall term.
The family has also announced they're using donations to start an $18,000 scholarship to Simon Fraser University's new medical school to help improve care in rural areas like the Cowichan Valley, and a full-ride scholarship to Shawnigan Lake School where Xavier would have studied this fall.
Funding has come from all around the world. And so to be able to put that to work and have these scholarships go on for years at a time, not just a one-off scenario, will really keep Xavier's memory.
As the family continues to move forward, one day at a time.
A life sentence has been handed down to a Victoria man who used a hatchet to kill his neighbor in his own bed. As Corey Sidaway reports, the killer apologized to the victim's family, unable to explain why he did it. And a warning, some of the details are disturbing.
Crown lawyers called it disturbing, a brutal, unprovoked hatchet attack of a vulnerable senior, causing devastating brain injuries and ultimately the death of a Cook Street next door neighbor. Today, lawyers called for more time behind bars for the man who murdered him in 2023. When Michael King took a hatchet to his defenseless neighbor's head in March of 2023, Crown lawyers called it grievance-fueled violence. That King's spasm of violence was motivated by anger that had been growing over 3 years. King, upset with his neighbor Michael Jones's apparent loud coughing, TV, and indoor smoking. King took a hatchet to Jones's bedroom before delivering at least 5 blows to his head, causing devastating brain injuries and ultimately Michael Jones's death days later. It's an ugly narrative that Crown says deserves more than the mandatory of 10 years behind bars, calling instead for 15. King's defense saw things differently, saying that although King left the scene, washed the murder weapon, he ultimately turned himself into police, citing his lack of criminal history, upbringing in foster care, drug use, and schizophrenia as mitigating factors, calling his life a tragedy. All reasons King's lawyer says as to why they asked for a sentence closer to the 10-year mandatory minimum. For the victim's family, regardless of their brother's killer's troubled background, their lingering loss and trauma remains. His sister telling the court today that Jones's life was stolen from him in the most violent manner, saying their family will never be the same. From the prisoner's box, King chose to speak directly to Jones's family today, turning right towards them, saying, "I want to say I'm truly sorry. Please accept my apology," saying that he doesn't understand how this came to be. The judge found that this was a flagrant wrongdoing, a brutal attack of a defenseless old man who essentially was a shut-in, killed in a space where he was entitled to feel safe and secure, handing out a life sentence to King with no parole eligibility for 11 years.
Well, yet another defection from the BC Conservatives. Bruce Banman has become the 6th MLA to quit the party this month, saying in a statement, quote, "Our new leader is unelectable." And with that going on, Conservative leader Carrie Lynn Findlay finds herself in more hot water over another leaked recording. Rob Shaw has more.
Well, beleaguered Conservative leader Carrie Lynn Findlay facing some tough questions today about whether she's tried to induce MLAs to step aside so she can run in their ridings, which, if proven and true, could break the law. An anonymous Twitter account known as the Findlay Files posting audio from inside a July Conservative caucus meeting. MLAs I've spoke to say it's authentic. It appears to back up claims from Delta South MLA Ian Payton that Findlay's team was offering jobs and salaries equivalent to MLA pay to MLAs willing to step down so the leader could run in a by-election. Have a listen to that.
My thought is whoever did, if someone was willing to step aside, I could give them a role as a senior advisor in their same portfolio so that they're very much involved and around. But, it would allow for a by-election in 6 months, which now we're in July means could be as late as January. I really would like to see this happen before the wedge goes back in February.
Criminal code forbids anyone from offering a financial incentive to a politician to quit office. Payton, who quit the Conservatives last week, accused the leader of offering him a job and money to vacate his riding. Findlay as recently as in a press conference Monday denied that she had ever made such offers, but then this recording drops of her seeming to do it to the entire caucus, kind of undercutting that claim. In a social media post today, Findlay calling it a weak attempt at a political smear job and nothing more. These were normal political discussions that respect the boundaries of the law and ethics. She wrote it would be up to the RCMP to investigate something like this. And in a statement, the E-Division said that the RCMP does not comment on social media speculation. It wouldn't confirm or deny any investigation into anyone until such time as charges have been laid. Findlay continues to hang on for now anyways, but the controversy continues to seem to rise against her from all sides. It's widely expected there are more MLAs getting ready to step down in the days ahead.
Well, the province has ended the state of emergency as the fire situation on Vancouver Island has improved significantly since the weekend when a thunderstorm brought thousands of lightning strikes. There are about half the number of fires listed on the island compared to Monday. The largest is burning near Gerald Creek, east of Campbell River, at nearly 80 hectares. Well, Vancouver Island is represented in Journeyscape's top 5 list for best outdoor sunset dining communities in Canada. The travel website listed Tofino 3rd, followed by Victoria in 4th. Journeyscape says Tofino is a strong choice for people looking to combine coastal scenery with casual outdoor dining. The site put Whistler and Kelowna in a tie for top Canadian destinations for golden hours dining. And how about Mill Bay at the Unsworth Vineyards, where Ed Bain and Jeff King are tonight, and just a beautiful spread that is going on there this evening, gentlemen.
How about it? We're in the tasting room here, and boy, it's a large tasting room. This has got
beautiful tasting.
A beautiful tasting room. Yeah, it's got everything you want in a tasting room. Great wine. Great seats.
And handsome Chris.
And handsome Chris. Look at that.
Your words, not mine.
Chris Turek is sales and marketing here, but really it's a family business.
Yeah, it really is. My family and I started this business in 2009, and it's been a roller coaster ever since. So what we wanted to do with this aforementioned tasting room is kind of blend the indoor and the outdoor. The shoulder seasons here in the Cowichan Valley can be unpredictable, so just you can open up the windows and kind of let the outside in, let the inside out, and welcome people all year round is kind of the idea.
Now we say Mill Bay Shawnigan, so if you were to turn towards Shawnigan off out of Mill Bay, then you would take one more right. And that road would be
Cameron Taggart.
You'll see a little sign. It'll say a winery, so it's well marked. But that's the road to take the right on, and then you won't be far from Unsworth at that point.
That's right. We kind of call it the Yellow Brick Road because you kind of meander through a couple of farms.
It's a beautiful drive. It really is. Yeah, it really is. And then once you get here, of course, this brand new tasting room looks terrific. That big A-frame and all the barrels in the background. Really nice job.
Just trying to do the wines justice.
Yeah, yeah.
And the food. I mean, we were just talking to Chef Dan last hour, but for the audience that missed it, you've got an amazing garden here, and a lot of what goes on in your restaurant comes out of that garden.
Well, that's right. I mean, the old saying is what grows together goes together.
Right.
So we try and grow it here, whether it be the wine, the grapes that make the wine, or the carrots and the flower, even the flower arrangements on the table come from right from our garden. So, farm to table, there's no better place.
Restaurant's full tonight, and I know it'll be full for many nights to come here. Once we take a peek inside there, we're going to show you that a little bit later on as well. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you shut it down for about 7 months, I think, right?
Yeah, 7-8 months. Yeah. Do a pretty extensive renovation to help, give the view of the vineyards and bring a little bit of that Cowichan Valley into our table.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
And the Pinot. Brag about the Pinot a little bit.
Wow, that's the one I put in my bag. I've as any wine professional does, I travel the world a lot and yada yada, all these different wine regions. And when I'm meeting with winemakers from wherever, Australia, France, wherever, the Pinot is what's in my bag. It's like if I had to put one bottle in front of someone else, that's what it is. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So that's the message. Keep a Pinot in your bag somewhere at all times.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
From Unsworth Vineyards, and we're going to talk to Chef Dan again next hour. We're going to show off the garden and show off the vineyards and show off the restaurant.
Yeah, show off.
We're going to just show off. Show off Ed's guns.
Yeah,
everything.
Well, when you spoke to Chef Dan last hour, Jeff, you could just tell he takes pride in his work, and the food and the wine looks
sure
amazing.
does,
so looking forward to much more from Mill Bay tonight. Thanks very much. Well, after the break, amid the trade war, the U.S. president says he's changing the name of Lake Ontario, and local distillers are bracing for impact.
When you're given a choice to choose which suppliers you can choose from, we're choosing Canadians.
Shifting focus, island distillers feeling the pressure in the face of American tariffs. Please stay with us.
The Canadian dollar was up to 72.14 US. The TSX added about 21 points. The Dow increased 106. The Nasdaq rose 411. Gold in the green, $11.50 an ounce, and oil on the plus side, $1.30 to $83.53 a barrel.
Labor Day weekend means one thing, the Saanich Fair. This year's Small But Mighty theme shines a spotlight on miniature horses and the community that brings you 3 days of entertainment, agriculture, food, and unforgettable family fun. Proudly supported by CHEK.
Now is a great time to help you set goals to help you reach financial success.
Maybe you want to reach that success by making a few updates to your home.
Or anything else you've been dreaming of accomplishing.
A Capital Direct FlexiLine can get you there.
How would you use $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million?
For your best financial health, choose FlexiLine Fitness from Capital Direct.
Call us today. CapitalDirect.ca
Since 1967, Island Marble has been Victoria's bathroom specialists. Thank you for making us part of your renovation journey over the years. We promise to keep delivering expert craftsmanship and outstanding service. Discover the possibilities at Island Marble.
They are renovating their home, and what a start! The finishing store in Nanaimo carries the finest flooring, doors, mantels, and molding. With expert design advice, installation, and custom woodworking, these homeowners are taking the lead. Ooh, and what a finish!
Dad, I'm developing really fast.
Oh,
But my friends are shipping features I can't even run.
He's liking this one.
Lots of power. Oh, great.
Great.
Back to school deals for your developer. That was easy.
win this, and you take over that ginormous piece of the floor.
No pressure.
The Floor premieres Sunday, September 13th on CHEK.
When local news matters the most, CHEK now sends updates right to your inbox. Local news, local events, local people, 7 days a week. Subscribe on checknews.ca. Proudly supported by Bathfitter. Book your free consultation at bathfitter.com.
Well, the number of Canadians missing in flash flooding along Nepal and China's border has risen to 30. A torrent of water and mud, several stories high, swept through communities, washing out buildings and bridges. Nepal police report more than 390 people were killed and more than 1,400 are still missing. The Nepal Tourism Board says 31 foreign nationals have been rescued, but none of them are Canadian.
The lake change, Lake of America, was something I've been thinking about for a long time.
U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to rename Lake Ontario. He signed the order in the Oval Office near a map with the name Lake America over the body of water. Trump said Canada has been difficult to deal with and repeated his claims that the country was ripping off the United States. Prime Minister Mark Carney says it will always be Lake Ontario, a name that is older than Canada and the U.S. Well, Canadian distillers are feeling the pinch with 50% tariffs imposed by the U.S. on many Canadian goods, including spirits. For many distillers, the impact may force them out of the market. Eden Chipperfield reports.
When you're given a choice to choose which suppliers you can choose from, we're choosing Canadians.
Distillers across Canada are bracing for impact after the U.S. imposed 50% tariffs on many Canadian goods last weekend, including liquor and spirits. Here on the island, distilleries are already shifting their focus.
What we're focusing on is this the opportunity to reinvest back into Canadian businesses. So I'm just not looking at our whiskeys and shelf space. I'm looking at the suppliers that we work with. Are they Canadian owned and operated? Are we investing back into Canada? Are we contributing to Canadian jobs?
Once considering an expansion of product into the States, Macaloni's whiskey is now seeing opportunity arising at home.
It's absolutely impacted us that we are now part of a much larger conversation. So when consumers are coming in, they're no longer wanting to buy American because they're feeling the heat of what the trade wars are doing, not just in terms of alcohol, but into their everyday lives.
But other Canadian distillers aren't so lucky. According to Spirits Canada, about half of the liquor that's produced here is sent to the U.S. Much of that is big names like Crown Royal and Canadian Club, but even smaller producers are preparing for impact. Crystal Head Vodka, based on the East Coast, says it ships 40% of its bottles south of the border, and the new tariffs will price them out of the market.
I don't think the U.S. consumer will take, we can cut our profit to zero. Our distributors will work tighter, but it would still impact the price of on the shelf significantly.
However, an uptick in sales thanks to Canadians choosing Canadian products is helping distillers who are facing trade barriers.
I had to pivot and put some resources into other areas in order to just sort of insulate ourselves out of necessity.
While the domestic uptick offers a cushion for now, carving out a path forward remains challenging for businesses across Canada, bracing for what else may come their way.
Oklahoma County Sheriff's deputies releasing body cam footage of a dangerous encounter on Wednesday while officers were serving an eviction notice. The occupant, a 61-year-old man, had barricaded the door. When deputies finally made their way inside, they were met with a homemade flamethrower. Authorities say the man also had what appeared to be an improvised explosive device hooked up to a car battery. The man is facing numerous charges.
I'm Ed Bain. Your full island forecast is coming up, but first, here's a look at weather around the world. Rain in Belgium as Brussels hit 27. Over in Alberta, Banff had showers in 22. And a warm one in Jamaica as Montego Bay reached 32.
Weather around the world is brought to you by ComSense Cabinets. Designed for your space, built for your life.
Do you know what's in your mattress and how it's made? At Rest House, our Cocoon mattresses are designed with fully accessible latex layers. Support where you need it with a mattress made to last. Fall into the best sleep of your life.
Senior Helpers starts with one simple question. What does care look like for you? No two families are alike, so our in-home services are tailored to your unique needs and the life you want your loved ones to continue enjoying at home. It's senior care, only better.
The world is unpredictable. Protect what matters most. Gold has stood the test of time, proven and secure. At Olden Gold, investing or selling gold and silver bullion is simple. Preserve your wealth and safeguard your future. Olden Gold, 7424 4th Street.
Your roof can do more than keep the rain out. It can power your home. Built for Canadian weather with sleek integrated solar technology. Turn your roof into an investment instead of an expense. Ironwood Shake and Tile.
For those families that are worried about their loved ones and how they can age in place, by choosing Cherish, where aging in place is possible, and actually not only possible, but encouraged, is a relief. It's a burden that can be taken off, knowing that your loved one can be taken care of right here. The support that Cherish has given to people to allow them to stay here is more valuable than just about anything when it comes to our families.
The Salvation Army ARC has been in downtown Victoria for well over 130 years.
I think what makes the Salvation Army here unique on Johnson Street is that we are a recovery-oriented community.
I deal with some mental health struggles myself, like major depressive disorder, general anxiety disorder, panic attacks, stuff like that.
Our recovery program makes a real difference in people's lives. It breaks that cycle of addiction.
It's a sense of community, a place to sleep, eat, get resources to work.
People I know see the need in Victoria, they see the need downtown.
Just because something bad happens doesn't mean that you can't fix it.
We are all worthy of love. We are all worthy to be cared for.
When you contribute to the Salvation Army, you are investing in your community. You are investing in people, you are investing in hope, and you are investing in change.
You're not alone, and there is support and help out there.
The fun never stops at Wheel.
You got it! It's a call! You're a millionaire!
Wheel of Fortune, Monday to Saturday at 7 on CHEK. This CHEK program is brought to you in part by Bathfitter. Book your free consultation at bathfitter.com.
Campbell River's John Deal took a silver medal for his photo of meat-eating Drosera plants, or sundews, in this year's Canadian Geographic Canadian Wildlife Photography of the Year competition. He shot taken at Echo Lake near Campbell River. Tyler Cave of Victoria got an honorable mention in the same flora and fungi category for his photo of sunlight hitting lichens along the northern BC coast. The category's top spot went to Montreal's Anthony Zarafa for his photo of cotton grass growing near Colour Lake in Nunavut. Well, video sent to us today near Laurel Point, where people could be seen running along the trail to get a good look at the show in the water. A group of orcas, including a young whale, breaching the water several times and at one point swimming under a boat near the seawall. Beautiful sight there, and an exquisite sight at Unsworth Vineyards in Mill Bay. That's where Ed Bain is tonight. Ed?
Yeah, well, no whale sighting here. Boy, the whales in the Inner Harbor lately have been everywhere. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
We have our own special views here at Unsworth Winery tonight, Andy. Of course, the vineyard, the garden. We're inside the tasting room here. Look at this, the barrels in behind us here. They have really done a number on the vineyard out here. The tasting room is huge and beautiful. The restaurant's all been completely renovated. We're going to show you a bit of that here on the upside as we get to that here tonight as well. So make a point to make the quick drive up to Shawnigan Mill Bay and enjoy Unsworth Winery. It is fantastic. All right, let's go to what is a marginally fantastic forecast here. Depending where you're at, if you're up in the north or the west side, you're probably going to see some showers and maybe some thunder showers. Futurecast is going to show you some of these flashes of green coming across. There's a bit of instability up there, so we have that chance of thunder showers. But for the most part, the South Island will stay probably in that mix of sun and cloud, albeit cooler, 20s and 21s ahead for temperatures. But the showers or thunder showers are most possible for the north for the next few days. Let's get up there and take a look at the next 24 hours for Port Hardy, Port McNeill, and Port Ellis, where the showers and thunder showers are in the forecast. 17 for tomorrow and a possible thunder shower in the afternoon. Same deal for Sayward. They'll top out at around 19 on Friday. Here's the west side situation. Shower chance is pretty slim for the outer west coast. 14 tonight, about 17 tomorrow. So on the cool side, shower chance about 30%. That goes to 60% tonight for Port Alberni, but it also falls to 30% for Monday or for Friday, with a few showers possible in the early part of the day. A high of around 20. So definitely a cooler air mass for everybody. East section now, the Comox Valley and Campbell River. Maybe a thunder shower tonight and tomorrow. We say maybe because that chance is sitting at around 30%. Temperatures to around 19, so below seasonal for the Comox Valley and Campbell River, and just a little ahead of seasonal for Nanaimo, Ladysmith, and Duncan, topping out at 21 for tomorrow. If you do get a shower, likely in the afternoon for that. Into the southern tip now, Greater Victoria, looking at about 15 overnight tonight. We're going to see a little fog maybe overnight tonight, and that will probably be around in spots, at least for early tomorrow morning. Eventually about a 21-degree high. We should see a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow. I'm probably going to stay in that pattern for the South Island for several days, and we'll take a look at that in the extended forecast on the way here shortly. All right, onto the map of BC, looking at about a 70% shower or thunder shower chance for Vancouver tomorrow with a high of 20. Smoke issues for Kamloops, Kelowna, Penticton again, so we have the yellow air quality warnings in place now for Kamloops, Kelowna, and Penticton again. I think we had one day when they weren't on. That was about it. Possible thunder showers at 18 for Prince George, and a mix and 26 for Cranbrook. Into the cross-Canada map, it's all sunshine for both Calgary and Edmonton at 24. Thunder showers through Regina at 30. A few showers and a few sunny spots for Winnipeg at 26. Nice and bright for Thunder Bay and Toronto at 23. Ottawa gets a few showers and 24. Showers into Halifax at 25. And then St. John's with a mainly sunny 26-degree day ahead for tomorrow. All right, speaking of tomorrow and the days ahead, here's the extended look. So for the North Island, it looks pretty unsettled, pretty showery for really most of the next several days. Showers at 60% for Friday and Saturday. Maybe a thunder shower in that tomorrow. 17s falling to 15s by Sunday and staying at that mark from Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday appears to be a rain day, but again, about 15 at best for high temperatures. Overnight lows around 11 to 14 for the north. On to the Central Island. The thunder shower chance here is small at 30%, but nonetheless there. 19 for Friday's high, a mix in 20 Saturday. Sunday looks wet with a rain day in 17, and then potential showers at 30% for Monday and Tuesday, and the temperature stay in the high teens there right into Wednesday at 19 in cloud. And for the South Island, well, there we are. 7 days of mixes of sun and cloud for us right down the stretch here. So 21 tomorrow, and we'll be around the high teens, 18s and 19s for the weekend, back to 20s and 21s for Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, but all those days will carry a mix of sun and clouds. So again, dry conditions again for the southern tip here. We got a little bit of a drizzle here and there this morning, but that was about it. All right, that's it for now for the tasting room. We're going to move back to the outdoor restaurant bar area there, Andy, where you can enjoy wine and some delicious food cooked up by Chef Dan here at Unsworth Winery. So we'll get to that in a few minutes, but we'll just have to say goodbye to this beautiful setting here at Unsworth before we do that.
Yeah, it looks terrific, and they always say you eat first with your eyes, and from what we've seen so far tonight, there's some delicious stuff to look forward to in the upside. Thanks, Ed. We'll look forward to hearing from you again shortly. Well, BC's provincial health officer says vaccine misinformation promoted by U.S. officials is stoking unnecessary fears about vaccines that are proven to work.
When the President of the United States talks about breaking up measles, mumps, and rubella, it really takes us backwards.
Dr. Bonnie Henry was joined by Health Minister Ravi Kahlon at a news conference today, encouraging back-to-school immunizations. Henry says there have been more than 400 measles cases in the province in the past year. 30 people, mostly unvaccinated children, have ended up in hospital. Henry says most of the cases are in communities where vaccination rates have gone down dramatically. Star Connor Hellebuck makes it known about his future with the Winnipeg Jets. That's later in the show, and Upside on the other side of the break. Please stay with us.
The Real Estate Report is presented by Rennie. Make confident real estate decisions with real-time intelligence. Trusted throughout British Columbia.
Greater Victoria is the only major housing market in BC where MLS inventory is higher than last year. There were 3,054 active listings at the end of July, 4% higher than July 2025.
At Kia Victoria, we believe that businesses should give back to the community that supports them. As a family business, that's something we take seriously. That's why we collect thousands of socks for people in need, run food drives, support local programs and charities, and sponsor kids' sports teams across the South Island. We're proud to be part of this community, and we're truly grateful for the Islanders who trust us with their business year after year.
Why do we do it, Travis? Because it's the right thing to do.
Kia Victoria, on government at Hillside.
Feel right at home with the Comfort Group. Whether it's cold or hot outside, you need comfort inside. From Victoria to Campbell River, the Comfort Group is the name homeowners trust for total home comfort. Delivering heating and cooling built for the island climate, the Comfort Group is your local heat pump expert. Heating, cooling, and electrical. Trusted comfort for every home, for every season. The Comfort Group.
Keep up to date. I'm Sandra Richardson. Here's your Victoria Foundation Community Check-In.
Hosted by Shoreline Medical Society, this tournament will raise vital funds to strengthen and expand primary and hospital care on the peninsula. Register by September 5th. This meaningful motorcycle ride through the Cowichan Valley supports those affected by prostate cancer while raising funds for the Island Prostate Center. Country Roads will take over Starlight Stadium for a full day of live country music across 2 stages, featuring Canadian country favorites Doc Walker and Aaron Pritchett. This beloved family-friendly tradition blends competitive fishing with music, art, food, and local culture, while giving back through salmon enhancement efforts. The West Shore Swap and Shop brings the community together every Sunday for a vibrant market featuring local growers, makers, creators, and small businesses.
The Victoria Foundation, connecting people who care with causes that matter.
It's a messy world. Every day, a new stain tougher than the last. Only one can safely remove them the first time. OxyClean, a force against stains.
Benjamin Moore Wisdom, number 61. There's nothing black and white about picking the perfect gray.
Dive into adventure with Prince of Wales. Experience the trip of a lifetime watching orcas, humpback whales, and more. Book now, only at princeofwales.com.
Police! Open up! Solving crimes.
Concentrate on the job.
And
I'm not being funny, Rach, but this one's on you.
Pushing the limits. Scott and Bailey, Tuesdays at 9, starting September 8th, right here on CHEK.
The fastest late models in the West, 200 laps, and 1 checkered flag. Don't miss all the speed and excitement of the Canada 200 live from Saratoga Speedway. The Canada 200, Saturday, September 5th on CHEK.
The Upside is brought to you by IBEW Local 230.
There's Jeff King at Unsworth Vineyards and Winery in Mill Bay, and there's nothing better, Jeff, than homegrown food and drink, and they've got them both where you are in that beautiful spot in Mill Bay.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I've not been here before. I will be coming back for sure because Chef Dan makes me want to come back. He's the best Bane that we have on the show tonight. We're at Unsworth Vineyards. And the wine's fantastic, but I'm learning about this restaurant and the garden in the back, Dan, and I'm going to let you brag about this because,
Sure.
I mean, you're getting everything on this table pretty well comes from this property.
Absolutely, yeah. We're trying to bring the ocean to the garden and vice versa.
Right.
I mean, we are trying to be self-sufficient, absolutely, as much as we can be pulling out of a garden to put on everybody's plates. I think everybody knows if you've grown your own food at home, it tastes way better.
It sure
It
does,
tastes way better. So
well, that and so much fresher. And then, so who decides what's planted in this garden?
Well, we've been lucky enough to be blessed with an amazing gardener, Laura, who we had a long chat, long set of planning beforehand, and I essentially wrote everything down, and she went, yes, I can grow that. Let's get it done.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've got a lot of diversity in that garden and a lot of different things to work with all the time. So it's exciting.
And you're talking about preserves right now as well for the off season.
It's time to start thinking.
Wow, isn't
right?
that something?
We don't want anything to go to waste,
Right.
and we have the skills and opportunities to take care of all that and then be able to use that into the winter season, use our preserves, use our winter crops into the winter season, and still keep that farm to table sort of vibe.
Right, and these are just sort of some of the, I mean, by the way, we were just in the restaurant and it's busy, so I do have some shots of inside there because it's beautiful, but, walk us through the dishes here because I know, there's a lot more on your menu, but these are just some great examples.
Absolutely. So we have some beautiful Italian stracciatella here, just with our gorgeous tomatoes. These yellow ones they call Dan's mystery tomatoes because I just sort of brought in the seeds one day and said, here, Laura, can we plant these? A little bit of sherry reduction, just some salt and pepper, just really simple, just keeping it light and simple and really highlighting what's coming out of there. Some beautiful beans that just came from just over here, about 28 feet away is what we say, picked today. We have our pesto primavera pizza here, so basil for the pesto out of our greenhouse, courgette leaves and sliced zucchinis and fennel. Again, this is going to change day to day depending on what we're picking.
Right, yeah.
So it's a wonderful thing to showcase the garden. And then we also have some beautiful Pacific Hokkaido scallops.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, which I saw you eyeing them. Yes, I did. With a nice caramelized cauliflower puree. We have some rhubarb vinegar. Chanterelles from the great outdoors here on the island. We're very blessed to have certain things that grow really well here on the island. So we try and showcase everything that we can.
Yeah, it's a chef's dream, isn't it? A little bit.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then let's talk about the wines because people are coming out here for the tasting and they want to know what pairs well. And of course, you've got the information and you're going to lead people down the right road as to the pairings.
Sure. With our wines being from the Cold World, the New World, they have a lot of astringency. There's a lot of easy to play with dishes that these help cut through, as well as pair with lots of our acids and things like that as well. Yeah.
You go to the tables and say hi to people here, Dan, because if I come out to the restaurant and I bring my wife out here, I want to act like a big shot and say, "Could you get Chef Dan out here so you can say hi?"
It certainly happens, and I do. I do love to come and talk to people. I'm a gregarious person.
Yeah.
Anybody in my kitchen will tell you that. I want to come out and talk to you. And this is what I'm passionate about.
I can tell.
This is what I'm really excited
Yeah.
about. So it's easy for me to talk about it.
Right. And here we are in your own backyard. You grew up right in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. I think I was telling you, I used to skateboard right by here like the punk I am.
We should say were. Dan, thanks for showing us around. An absolute pleasure.
Welcome. And
There's
thank you.
Chef Dan Bain. Get out here to Unsworth. The wine's fantastic, and the restaurant. I'm telling you just got to get out here because it's all coming from right back there. And it is time now for our Smile of the Day.
Smile of the Day, brought to you by Dr. Ross Crapo and Associates.
If we haven't met you yet, we're just a phone call away. If we can help, we'd like to.
The old fake rope trick. Now, the driver thought this was funny, but thankfully everyone was safe. I didn't know this was a thing, but so many in the comments suggested that they did this all the time way back in the day, and that is tonight's Smile of the Day. I can't imagine Ed and Jeff in their younger years would have ever thought to do something like that.
This guy did it.
Used to do that one. Used to do the fake rope or the fake ball across. You have your ball gloves.
The fake. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. We did the fake rope across Main Street in my hometown there, and just about caught the stagecoach one day. So then the mayor said, "That's enough of that." So that was that end of that.
Okay, so the Bains go back.
Are here. That's right. Yeah.
The Bains go back several
Finally
years
together. Yes, this culinary genius here and this culinary challenged idiot here both have the same last name. How did that happen?
I don't know. We balanced each other out somehow.
Yeah, I guess so, really, yeah. Yeah, if you had to feed me on a nightly basis, you would probably give up being a chef.
I could make really great chicken fingers.
Okay, all right, that's my man.
He knows. There it is. Don't ever do that, by the way.
Skills.
You do. Great stuff. Thanks, Dan.
Absolutely.
All right.
All kinds of talent. One Bain that can shred vegetables, another that can shred the guitar. This was great stuff tonight from Mill Bain.
There you go, yeah.
Thanks very much, guys. We have much more to come after the break. Please stay with us.
At ComSense, craftsmanship and integrity come first. While others may use plywood with higher formaldehyde, at ComSense, we meet the safest standards using only the finest materials. From hidden dado joints, German drawer slides and hinges, and a variety of premium doors, we build our cabinets to last. Backed by a lifetime warranty. Get 10% off and a free sink and faucet. Visit ComSenseKitchenCabinets.com today. If it's quality, it's ComSense.
Jenner's EV Takeover is on now. Start your EV journey from $16 a day with a Chevrolet Bolt EV. With over 100 EVs to choose from, we're your local EV destination. Jenner Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Old Island Highway.
Archie Johnstone Plumbing and Heating, a full-service mechanical contractor since 1954. From emergency service to preventative maintenance, commercial to residential. Archie Johnstone Plumbing and Heating. We're plumb serious about plumbing. Visit us at AJ.
Everyday value menu brings real value under $4, not bagels. We're talking fresh Canadian beef, not muffins. This is real Canadian chicken. Your faves all under $4 every single day.
Now's a great time to set goals to reach your financial success.
Maybe you want to make a few updates to your home.
Or anything else you've been dreaming of accomplishing. How would you use $80, $280, or even $2.8 million?
Call us today.
CapitalDirect.ca.
The mess never stops. Whenever stains strike, I strike back. So I stay alert, ready to safely remove them the first time. OxyClean, a force against stains.
Benjamin Moore Wisdom, number 65. Never rush to put brush to paint. An even head creates an even hand.
He sees things and analyzes things in ways that we can't understand.
I can accept that he will have insights that none of the rest of us will have. Can you accept that he will make mistakes none of the rest of us will make?
The Good Doctor, premiering September 9th on CHEK.
The survivalist's fate is in your hands.
Depending on how cold they get, it's dangerous.
I'm not pushing the button.
I'm very angry.
Extracted, premieres September 9th, right here on CHEK.
Star Winnipeg Jets goaltender Connor Hellebuck has asked to be traded. Hellebuck says in a statement that he had privately asked to be traded several months ago, adding he gave the organization time to address his request, but decided to go public as training camp nears. Hellebuck, a three-time Vezina Trophy winner, is the latest in a series of high-profile American players to seek an exit from a Canadian NHL team.
First pitch to Reynolds, and that is hit, and how about that? How about that?
Nanaimo Night Owls outfielder Ethan Reynolds has been named the West Coast Baseball League's most valuable player. Reynolds setting WCL records for doubles with 29 and extra base hits, and led the league with 53 runs batted in, helping the Night Owls to their first playoff appearance. And Victoria Harbour Cats pitcher Jeremiah Arnett is the pitcher of the year. He set a team record for strikeouts with 66 and was 5-2 on the year.
I think it shows
the talent that's coming up in Canada. I think it shows that more and more they're trusting players from Canada, our country.
Well, here's some history. Spanish soccer club Villarreal introduced its newest member, Canadian midfielder Nathan Saliba. He joins fellow Canadians Tajon Buchanan and Tani Oluwaseyi at the La Liga club, the only team in the history of the 5 major leagues to have 3 Canadians on the same roster. Champions League play starts next month. Saliba represented Canada at this year's World Cup, scoring a goal against Qatar. Well, a memorial has been unveiled in Vancouver's Hastings Park, honoring the Japanese Canadians detained during the Second World War. The CBC's Ruby Cornish has more.
Once declared enemy aliens, now recognised as victims of brutal and racist government policy. Henry Wakabayashi's name is one of 8,000 memorialised at this outdoor exhibit at the P&E at Hastings Park on Thursday. It's a memorial for Japanese Canadians detained during the Second World War.
I think it's quite an honour for all of us to be recognised after all these years.
For about 6 months in 1942, the livestock shed beside the exhibit and 3 other Hastings Park buildings became a detainment facility under a government policy in the wake of the Pearl Harbor bombing.
Talking about a rupture of a community of 22,000 people living up and down the coast, and 8,000 were detained here.
Most of them had been born in Canada. Some were even naturalised citizens. From Hastings Park, most detainees were sent east to spend years at internment and work camps across Canada.
The trauma of that is common among us, and it's been passed down by osmosis through generations.
In 1988, the federal government issued a formal apology.
I speak for members on all sides of the House today in offering to Japanese Canadians the formal and sincere apology.
Henry says he's not holding any bitterness.
My mum and dad, they really had a difficult time, but they never once blamed anything that went wrong in their life to the internment. And because of that, we didn't have a chip on our shoulder, okay? And because of that, I think, our generation came out quite well.
The memorial's creators say it's a place to remember the past and honour ancestors.
What they went through and what they did to protect us. That part especially.
We need to be able to have a safe place where we can contemplate the kind of society that we want to create and live in.
Tonight on CHEK, Wheel of Fortune is on at 7, followed by Jeopardy at 7:30. At 8, the first of back-to-back episodes of Blue Bloods. Then it's CHEK News at 10.
All hail Spamalot, the Tony-winning musical comedy that'll have you laughing your coconuts off. The Washington Post calls it the funniest musical on Broadway. Playing the Royal Theatre, August 28th through 30th. Tickets at rmts.bc.ca.
Looking for smoother skin, suppler joints, and stronger muscles? Camprev's line of collagen peptides are formulated to target collagen production wherever you need it the most, from head to toe. Available at lifestyle markets, dedicated to wellness in our community.
Lucky Leon's is back. Everyone's a winner. Over $10 million worth of prizes and discounts available to be won. Win $5,000 in home furnishing makeover. Win furniture, mattress, and appliance giveaways. Sign up today. Leon's, now that's comfortable.
It's the Jeep 85 Years Celebration Event. 85 years of daring to ask, what if? Like, what if we didn't sacrifice capabilities for comfort? Or what if nothing on the road ahead could hold us back? For decades, we've chased every what if. Why? Because we can. Right now, get up to $7,500 in total incentives on the 2026 Jeep Compass. Or get 0% financing up to 60 months on the 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Plus, eligible owners can get $1,850 in anniversary bonus cash on all Jeep models.
She be dim dim do de da do. She be dim dim do de da do.
What is that?
Soccer
Island window coverings, where style meets safety. Say goodbye to tangled cords and hello to peace of mind. Our cordless blinds and shutters ensure your child's safety with effortless control. Island window coverings, local experts for over 36 years.
Life on Vancouver Island means winding roads, quiet forests, and weekends spent off the grid. At Travelland RV, we make it easy to get out there. With trusted brands, expert service, and a full parts and body shop to keep you ready for the road. And now with 2 convenient island locations, Cowichan Valley and Parksville, we're closer than ever. Wherever the trail leads, Travelland has you covered. Travelland RV, your affordable, reusable vacation specialists. Simply unbeatable since 1977.
Canadian families like mine have been growing potatoes for Lay's for generations. I'll bet you my family on that. Aye.
Labor Day weekend means one thing, the Saanich Fair. This year's Small But Mighty theme shines a spotlight on miniature horses and the community that brings you 3 days of entertainment, agriculture, food, and unforgettable family fun. Proudly supported by CHEK.
Duradec is a family business supporting dedicated contractors for over 45 years. We're growing, and demand is high for more dealers and installers. For opportunities in your area, visit DuradecCareers.com.
This CHEK program is brought to you in part by the real rug washers at loverug.com. Fall in love with your rug all over again.
Welcome back. Well, there have been so many tributes to Dolly Parton since the Queen of Country Music passed away this week. In Kentucky, a 16-year-old who is a cancer survivor is recording a new album and singing with a new purpose.
Singing from the top of his lungs and with a whole lot of country soul is 16-year-old Reed Elliott. Reed has been working on his first Southern gospel album, What a Prayer Can Do, a dream of his after beating cancer twice. And that song Reed is recording is called Satisfied, originally sang by Dolly Parton and Vestal Goodman, the same song he says he was hoping to duet with Dolly herself.
She had heard about me from my producer and was inspired by my story and wanted a letter about my medical battles and everything and why this CD is important to me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you are kidding me. She wants to do it with me. And I was like, it was a dream come true because I love her so much.
Now, Reed is singing a little softer after learning Dolly Parton had died after a brief battle with cancer.
I couldn't believe it because we had just found out not even 24 hours before. And my heart started beating fast. It was hard, really hard. I was in a state of shock.
Reed says even though Dolly can't lend her voice to the album anymore, he plans to dedicate Satisfied to her and the legacy she leaves behind.
Keep your head up when any battles you're going through and trust God in whatever you do. Have faith in Him, even when things are looking rough. Thank you for being such an inspiration to so many people in this world, including me.
16 years old and a tremendous voice, and the tributes to Dolly have been just incredible since her passing as well. That's it for us tonight. Thanks kindly for watching. I'll be back with CHEK News at 10. Until then, have a great night.
Good morning.
Trevor Premack helps to manage the Mustard Seeds Food Security Distribution Center.
Growing up, we relied on a food bank to help make ends meet, and it definitely keeps me going.
A love of running also keeps Trevor going, and he's combining those passions by running in the Royal Victoria Marathon this fall. The Mustard Seed's one of 25 nonprofits benefiting from the popular Thanksgiving weekend marathon this year as part of the CHEK Charity Pledge Program, which has raised $2.8 million since 2005.
This is about community. It's amazing to see the community turning together and helping other charities.
Running for a cause is just such a great way to remain committed to the end goal.
Vital People is brought to you in part by the Victoria Foundation, connecting people who care with causes that matter.